God needs to speak to you right now. His voice is calling through the chaos of this world. This isn't a gentle whisper. It's a divine command. It's a message so urgent that ignoring it risks turning away from the very destiny He has carved for you. For the next 15 minutes, you must listen. You must listen, not because of fear, but because His words are the key to unlocking the life you were always meant to live. Stay with me. What you're about to hear will shift everything you thought you knew about your purpose. God's voice isn't like the noise of the world. It's not a fleeting thought or a passing feeling. It's a fire that burns through doubt. It's clarity that cuts through confusion. Right now, He's speaking to you, not to someone else, not to a crowd, but to you. The Creator of the universe has set His eyes on you, chosen one. You carry a spark that no one else does. That spark is your calling. That's why you're here in this moment, hearing these words. You've felt it before, haven't you? That pull in your soul. That sense that something bigger is waiting. That's God. He's saying it's time to step into what He's prepared. You might wonder why now. Why is this moment so critical? Because the world is shifting, and so is your place in it. God sees the battles you've faced. He sees the sleepless nights, the betrayals, and the moments you questioned if you'd ever rise again. He knows every tear, every scar, and every time you stood when others would have fallen. He's saying enough. Your season of struggle is ending. A new chapter is beginning. But to step into it, you must listen. His voice is the map. These 15 minutes are your guide to the path He has laid out. Pause for a moment. Feel the weight of this truth. You're not here by chance. God's timing is perfect. He's chosen this moment to speak because you're ready to hear. Your heart is open even if you don't fully realize it yet. I'm asking you to do something simple. Hit that like button. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path. Leave a comment with the number 777. That number carries divine energy. It's a signal to the heavens that you're ready to receive what God has for you. Do it now. Let's keep moving forward together. God's message isn't just words, it's power. It's the same power that parted the Red Sea. It's the power that raised Lazarus from the dead. It's the power that turned fishermen into apostles. When He speaks, mountains move. Right now, He's speaking to the mountains in your life. Those obstacles, debt, heartbreak, fear, they're not as solid as they seem. They're shadows. God's voice is the light that will scatter them. But you have to choose to listen. Ignoring Him isn't just missing a message, it's delaying the breakthrough He's already set in motion. Think about Moses. He stood before a burning bush. He was a man who doubted his own voice and his own worth. Yet God spoke. In that moment, Moses became more than a shepherd. He became a deliverer. You're standing before your own burning bush right now. God's voice is the flame. It's calling you to step out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. You're not just another soul in the crowd. You're chosen. You're marked by God for a purpose that shakes the foundations of this world. What does it mean to be chosen? It's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers. It's about carrying a light that others can't ignore. Even when you feel small, look at David. He was a shepherd boy facing a giant. The world saw weakness, but God saw a king. When David heard God's call, he didn't hesitate. He picked up his sling. He trusted the voice that guided him. He brought Goliath to his knees. You have your own giants: doubt, rejection, failure. God's voice is your sling. He's telling you to take aim. Listening to God doesn't mean sitting in silence, waiting for thunder from the sky. Sometimes His voice comes through a feeling. Sometimes it comes through a moment of clarity. Sometimes it comes through a stranger's words that hit too close to home. It's the sudden strength you find when you should have none. It's the idea that won't leave your mind. It's the dream that keeps you awake at night. That's God speaking through the fabric of your life. He's weaving His message into every moment. Right now, He's asking you to pay attention. He's asking you to see the signs He's placed all around you. You've seen those signs, haven't you? The way things align just when you need them to. The job that came through at the last second. The friend who called when you felt alone. The verse that appeared exactly when you needed hope. Those aren't coincidences. They're God's handwriting. They're proof that He's been speaking all along, but now He's turning up the volume. He's not whispering anymore. He's shouting because the time for waiting is over. Your destiny is calling. You can't afford to turn away. When you open your heart to God's voice doors you didn't even know existed, start to swing wide. Opportunities find you. Jobs, relationships, and ideas that change everything appear. Your health begins to shift not just in your body but in your mind and spirit. You start to see yourself the way God sees you. You are not broken. You are not small. You are a force. You are a light. You are a chosen one, destined to leave a mark. This isn't about chasing wealth or fame. It's about stepping into the abundance God has already promised. Abundance isn't just money in the bank. It's peace in your heart. It's clarity in your decisions. It's strength in your steps. When God speaks, He pours out all of it. Look at Joseph. He was sold into slavery. He was thrown into prison. He was forgotten by those he helped. Yet he listened to God's voice, even in the pit. When the time came, God lifted him to a place of power. He did it not for his own glory, but to save a nation. Your pit, your struggles, and your pain aren't the end. They're the place where God's voice becomes clearest. They're preparing you for what's next. Ignoring God's voice has consequences. Not because He's angry like humans get angry, but because turning away from His call means turning away from your own purpose. Jonah tried to run from God's voice. He ended up in the belly of a whale. God didn't punish him to be cruel. He brought him back to the path he was meant to walk. If you feel a storm in your life right now, it might be God's way of saying, "Listen, I'm calling you back to me." You're not Jonah. You're here right now, ready to hear. That's why I'm asking you again. Hit that like button. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones. Drop a 777 in the comments. It's not just about supporting this message. It's about declaring to the universe that you're ready to step into God's plan. Do it now. Every action you take in faith sends a ripple through the heavens. It aligns you with His purpose. God is telling you that you're enough. The dreams you've buried and the hopes you've set aside are not dead. They're waiting. He's saying that the pain you've carried has shaped you, not broken you. He's saying that the world needs your light, your voice, and your unique spark. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out. You're here to shine so brightly that even the darkest corners can't ignore you. Think about Esther. She was a young woman and an orphan. She was chosen to be queen in a land that wasn't her own. When the moment came to risk everything, she didn't shrink back. She listened to God's call. She stepped into her purpose. She saved her people. You're an Esther in your own story. The world might not see your crown yet, but God does. He's calling you to rise. He's calling you to speak. He's calling you to act. Your 15 minutes of listening today could be the moment that changes everything. God's voice isn't just about big moments. It's in the small ones, too. It's the way you forgive someone who hurt you. It's the way you keep going when you want to quit. It's the way you choose love over anger and faith over fear. Every time you make that choice, you're aligning with His voice. You're stepping closer to the life He's designed for you. It's a life of purpose, impact, and joy that no one can take away. You might feel like you're not ready. You might feel too broken, too tired, or too small. But God doesn't choose the perfect. He chooses the willing. Look at Peter. He was a fisherman who denied Jesus 3 times. Yet God's voice called him to lead, to build, and to become the rock of a movement that changed the world. Your flaws don't disqualify you. They prepare you. God's voice is stronger than your doubts. He's speaking right now to remind you of who you are. Listening to God means trusting Him even when the path isn't clear. Abraham left everything he knew because God said go. He didn't have a map, just a promise. That promise led him to a legacy that still shapes the world. Your promise is waiting too. It's in the job you're afraid to pursue. It's in the conversation you're scared to have. It's in the dream you've been too shy to chase. God's voice is the courage you need to take that step. Right now, God is rearranging things for you. He's moving people. He's opening doors. He's clearing obstacles. You might not see it yet, but it's happening. The delays you faced, the closed doors, and the rejections weren't denials. They were divine redirects guiding you to this moment. His voice is telling you to keep going. He's telling you to trust that what's coming is greater than what you've left behind. You're not alone in this. Thousands of chosen ones are walking this path. They're hearing the same call. They're stepping into the same promise. That's why I'm asking you to subscribe. Join this community of souls who know they're meant for more. Leave a 777 in the comments to seal your commitment to God's voice. It's a small act, but it carries weight in the spiritual realm. It's a declaration that you're ready for what's next. God's voice is also a shield. The world will try to drown it out with noise, doubt, criticism, and fear. But His voice is louder. When you listen, you're protected. Psalm 91 says, "He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge." That's not just poetry. It's a promise. Every time you choose to hear God over the chaos, you're stepping under that protection. What does God want you to do right now? He wants you to trust. He wants you to act. He wants you to believe that the impossible is possible. He's not asking for perfection. He's asking for faith. Take one step today. Take one prayer. Take one choice. Take one moment of courage. That's how you align with His voice. That's how you unlock the floodgates of blessings He's holding for you. You've carried burdens for too long. God's voice is saying, lay them down. The weight of your past and the fear of your future no longer belong to you. He's taking it. He's replacing it with peace, with purpose, and with a life that overflows. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. The world will see it. They'll see the light in your eyes, the strength in your step, and the joy that no storm can steal. This isn't about chasing miracles. It's about becoming one. When you listen to God's voice, you become a living testament to His power. People will look at you and wonder what changed. They'll see the way you move through life, unshaken and unstoppable. They'll know something divine is at work. Your life is the proof. Your life is the evidence that God still speaks, still moves, and still transforms. You're at a crossroads. One path leads to familiar doubt, hesitation, and playing small. The other leads to God's promise, a life of impact, abundance, and purpose. His voice is the guide. These 15 minutes are your invitation to choose. Don't ignore this call. God loves you too much to let you settle for less than you were created for. Every moment you spend listening is a moment you're stepping closer to your destiny. God's voice isn't just words. It's a force. It's a current pulling you toward the life you were always meant to live. You're not here to struggle. You're here to soar. You're here to rise above the noise, the pain, and the fear. You're here to show the world what it looks like when a chosen one answers God's call. Right now, God is preparing something extraordinary for you. It's not just a blessing. It's a transformation. Your finances, your health, and your relationships are all part of His plan, but you have to listen. You have to stay open. You have to trust that His voice is leading you to a place where every dream you thought was lost is waiting to be reclaimed. You've been through this, sire, chosen one. You faced trials that should have broken you. But here you are still standing. That's not luck. That's God. His voice has been with you all along. Now He's saying, it's time. It's time to step out of the shadows. It's time to claim what's yours. It's time to let His voice drown out every doubt. Don't let these 15 minutes pass without action. Hit that like button. Subscribe to join the chosen ones. Comment 777 to declare your faith. These small steps are more than they seem. They're signals to the heavens that you're ready to walk in God's purpose. Do it now. God's voice is also a promise of restoration. Everything you've lost, time, opportunities, hope He's bringing it back, multiplied. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. The years you spent struggling and the dreams you thought were gone are not gone. God's voice is calling them back to life. Right now, as you listen, you might feel like you're not enough. You might feel like you've messed up too many times. But God's voice says otherwise. He chose you. He sees the masterpiece beneath the cracks. He sees the warrior beneath the scars. When you listen to Him, you start to see it too. You start to walk taller. You start to speak bolder. You start to live braver. This message is urgent because your time is now. God doesn't speak on a whim. He speaks with purpose. The world needs you, chosen one. It needs your courage, your light, and your unique gift. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're here to lead and to heal. God's voice is the blueprint for how to do it. Listening to God means letting go of control. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to know every step. His voice is the compass. It's pointing you toward a future that's bigger than your imagination. Follow it. Let it guide you through the unknown. What's waiting on the other side is worth it. You're not just hearing words right now. You're receiving a divine transmission. Every sentence is a seed planting faith, hope, and courage in your soul. Let it take root. Let it grow. Let it transform you into the person God always knew you could be. You're not here by accident. You're here because He's ready to move in your life like never before. God's voice is a call to action. He's not just speaking to comfort you. He's speaking to activate you. There's something you're meant to do in this season. His voice is the push you need to take the first step. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. You've been chosen for a reason. God's voice is stronger than any distraction. It's the anchor in the storm. It's the light in the dark. It's the truth that cuts through every lie. When you listen, you're tapping into a power that changes everything. God is aligning things you can't see. Connections are forming. Resources are coming. Doors are opening. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Listen, and let His words guide you to the next step. God's voice is a promise of victory. Whatever you're facing, fear, lack, rejection, it's not the end. His voice says you're an overcomer. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. When you listen to God, you're aligning with the one who's already won the battle. God's voice is the way out of the wilderness. It's the path through the desert. It's the water in the dry places. I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That new thing is happening now. Every time you choose to listen, you're silencing fear and stepping into faith. That's where the miracles happen. That's where your life changes. God's voice is also a call to rest. Not the rest of laziness, but the rest of trust. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. When you listen to Him, you don't have to carry the weight alone. He's taking it. He's turning your burdens into blessings. Let go. Let His voice lead you to peace. This moment is sacred. These 15 minutes are a divine appointment. Don't rush through it. Don't ignore it. His voice is speaking to you, chosen one warrior light bearer. God's voice is a promise of renewal. Whatever you've lost, confidence, time, dreams, He's restoring it. Restore to me the joy of your salvation. That joy is coming back. That strength is returning. His voice is the catalyst. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. His voice is the pen writing the next chapter. Right now, God is moving mountains you can't see. Listen and let His words guide you to the life you were born for. You're not just a listener. You're a doer. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. God's voice is for acting. It's for stepping out. It's for taking risks. It's for trusting that He's got you. This is your moment, chosen one. God's voice is calling you to rise. It's calling you to shine. It's calling you to step into the fullness of who you are. God's voice is a promise of protection. No weapon formed against you will prosper. When you listen, you're stepping under his shield. God's voice is the water that makes the seeds in your heart grow. Don't let doubt choke them out. Listen and let his words bring those seeds to life. This is your call to action. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one. Drop a 777 in the comments. Hit that like button. These aren't just clicks. They're declarations. They're steps of faith that align you with God's plan. God's voice is a promise of transformation. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That renewal starts now. Don't ignore it. Don't delay. Listen and let his words lead you to a life that shines with his glory. Right now, God is rewriting your story. The pain, the setbacks, and the struggles are not the end. His voice is turning your trials into triumphs and your losses into victories. Your breakthrough is here, chosen one. Don't turn away. God's voice is a beacon cutting through the fog of your doubts and fears. You're not ordinary. You're extraordinary. He's speaking to you because you carry something the world needs. When you truly hear God, your perspective shifts. The things that once overwhelmed you start to look smaller. God is your refuge and strength. His voice is your help right now. God's voice holds the answers to your questions about purpose, worth, and future. You're receiving a divine blueprint. Listen, your destiny is calling.